Hi. Today I want to talk about neurologists and MS specialists in general. So we're talking about neurologists and MS nurses, anybody in that professional realm. My experience, my experience hasn't been very good at all. If you've seen the first. Hello, fly. You've seen the hello again. You've seen the first video. I say about my journey to diagnosis, which was 16 years under the same neurologist, and he just didn't see it at all, didn't diagnose me. And even when I was diagnosed privately, I went back to see the original neurologist, who didn't put me on any medicine, any treatments. So I could have been on disease modifying treatments, which might have stopped the progression or slowed down the progression. But he didn't seem to think it was relevant, needed. Now I have a great neurologist called Professor Gavin Giovannoni, who works at the Royal London Hospital. Now he is on the NHS. We live in Shropshire, so really I shouldn't be going to him. I should be under a neurologist here, but like I say, we've got a choice of 2 or 3 in this area, and neither have been great. And also MS nurses, useless. So I just want to let people know, and I don't think a lot of people don't know, that you can pick your neurologist. If you're not happy with the one you've got, Google it, see who's about, find out who's around, go to your doctors, get a referral letter, and you can go. And I originally found out about Professor Giovannoni through a friend of a friend who's got MS, and who said about this amazing neurologist. And I googled him, and I emailed his secretary. I wasn't happy with the treatment I was getting from my neurologist, so I sent an email to Professor Giovannoni, just stating that I wasn't happy with the situation I was in, and what could I do. I was now secondary progressive MS. As far as I could see, there were no treatments. Whenever I Google stuff, there are no treatments at all. But I've heard of other people that are in other countries that are on treatments with secondary progressive MS. So I just wanted some advice really from him. I then had a phone call about a week later saying he wanted to see me, surprisingly. So I went down with my wife in the train on the way down there. We were talking about, what did we expect from this meeting with Professor Giovannoni, and I thought it would just be, we'd have a little chat, and he'd say, you can do this and that, and you can go to whatever country to get whatever medicine you want. But he agreed to take me on as one of his patients. So, and this is private. It's not. It's not private. It's on the NHS, so it's not private at all. And we didn't realise that anybody can do that. So now, wherever you are, you can pick your neurologist. If you're not happy, find one that you'll be happy with and go and see them, and try and get a referral letter from your GP. Everybody's entitled to it. Worth it. So I was going to be on the Professor Giovannoni did want to put me on a treatment, cladribine, which isn't licensed here, but he knows it works, so he's quite prepared to do it. But in order to use that, it is a form of chemotherapy, so I would have to have an active lesion. So when I had the most recent MRI scan, about a year ago, in a way I suppose I didn't have any active lesions, which is good, but I couldn't start the treatment because I've got no active lesions. Plenty of lesions, but non-active. My symptoms have got a lot worse since then, especially in the past month. So I was down there a couple of weeks ago for another MRI, and we're just waiting for another appointment to go down and see him. But from my experience, my neurologist here, where we live, useless. MS nurses, useless. And even when I suggested things to the nurses, and things that I thought they would know, one simple thing, because I used to do lots of running, and I would always take a protein supplement to keep my muscles strong. And since having MS, they've obviously got a lot weaker. So I contacted the MS nurse and said, should I be taking protein supplements to keep my muscles strong, healthy? And she said, well, there's no proof they do anything, so it's up to you, really. That's not good enough. If they don't know, which they should, but if they don't know, they should find out. They should know anyway. That's their field, to help people, not just MS, anything. But these people, so in between seeing patients, I don't know what they did. They certainly weren't looking into and researching MS in any way, as far as I can tell. So I just want to say that, if you're not happy, or you feel like you should be getting more information from your neurologist or your MS nurse, get onto the GP, find out who you can go and see, and get a referral. Easy. I have a lot more faith in my neurologist now. Even Google him, Professor Gavin Giovannoni. I don't want you to, really, because we don't want him to be too busy that he can't see me. Anyway, good luck. Stay happy and positive. Bye.